Quarantine before classes even begin at Utah State University is now the reality, facing close to 300 students living in 4 on-campus dorms. This comes after wastewater samples came back with high levels of COVID-19.
You heard right, wastewater samples. It is a testing program some people didn't even know existed until yesterday. Scott McCain tells us about it and explains how staff at USU hope it will help keep students safe.
This is undoubtedly an unprecedented back-to-school year on campuses all across the country and right here in Utah. And that's also calling for some unprecedented measures to try and test and figure out where COVID-19 may be spreading and trying to stop a spread in its tracks. And that includes testing wastewater at dorms around the state of Utah.
It's something that we're actually looking at for all of our institutions to use moving forward. Pretty new research, actually.
And at the 4 dorms in question on the USU campus, scientists indeed finding concentrated levels of COVID. That led to the decision to quarantine those students and test all of them.
I would have really liked to be informed. I feel like that's kind of an invasion of privacy, the fact that they tested our water and didn't even let us know.
I don't think it's about individual rights. I think it's about trying to keep the community as safe as with students, is also the community around them safe.
Now, it may have been brought in by a visitor, but officials still have no idea yet how the virus got into those dorms, because so far, all 287 students have been asymptomatic.
And again, it's 100% precautionary, right? To identify it and then get the test and get them back into school. And it's something we feel like that we need to do on an ongoing basis, is to be able to identify where the hot spots are so we can somewhat try to control those hot spots through testing and quarantining.
Now, if anyone does wind up testing positive, they will be isolated and will receive accommodations from the university. Meanwhile, USU's wastewater testing program, it's one part of a pilot program that's also being put into place at BYU and the University of Utah. And it's all spearheaded by the Utah Department of Environmental Quality. Again, this is all aimed at analyzing COVID-19 trends in communities and ultimately, hopefully, keeping everyone safe.
The virus would be easy to contain, right, if everybody was symptomatic, but because there's so much of the asymptomatic going on, it's much harder to control.
If you'd like more information about this wastewater testing program, you can go to our website, fox13now.com. In Salt Lake City, Scott McCain, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Today, campus recreation is back open at Utah State. It was closed to be cleaned yesterday after learning about COVID-19 exposures. Users are expected to swipe in and out with their ID cards and wear a face covering whenever they are not on a piece of equipment.